take a cab to work at I misspoke, at $10 a cab ride every single day, although he takes the bus back home because the bus is not reliable to get him to work on time, and he certainly doesn't live close enough to Toro to walk to work. These conditional uses can help bring the poor and the rich back into a relationship. It would help a lot. So as conditional uses come before you, one of the things that should be on the form that the conditional use requester has access to through safety and permits and city planning commission is, are you willing to help the city with its affordable housing crisis and provide some sort of affordable housing component in your conditional use request? It needs to be part of the form, and it needs to be answered yes or no. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sherman.
Good morning, members of the council. Mike Sherman, 800 Broen Street. I'm here on behalf of the developer who is the applicant here. We've got a great local ownership group here. That's the developer with a proven track record. One of the team members, Zach Tupperman of St. Vincent's. We've had incredible community engagement here with widespread support. As you all know, the Frett Street corridor has been a great success. This building will anchor that corridor. Just want to clarify for the record, our clients do not own the building. The Archdiocese does. It will purchase the building, so they are not responsible for it at this present moment. And there is no parking variance. We are code compliant. We've had city planning support, and we ask for your support as well in this conditional use approval.
Thank you. All right, I'm obviously handling this matter for Councilmember Harris. What she says is the concern that her office heard from neighbors early in the process is parking in the area. Developer is working on a plan for valet parking, which should limit neighborhood impact. This will allow long vacant building to come back into commerce. Developer intends to create the same feel as Hotel St. Vincent, but on a much smaller scale that is appropriate for the neighborhood. So given her wishes and the fact that she's out today, I'll move for approval, seconded by Councilmember Green. Need one more. Start off. 5 yeas, no nays. Thank you.
Councilmember, on page 30, all matters are being deferred to February 1st. Zoning docket 8623 and motion M2432. On page 31, all matters is being deferred to February 1st. Zoning docket 8723, motion M2433. At the top of page 32, we have legislative grouping, zoning docket 8823, PNC Ventures LLC, requesting an amendment to the ordinance number 19,447 MCS, zoning docket 7099, to now grant a conditional use to permit a bar in a CBD2 historic commercial and mixed use district located on square 226, part lots 25 and 26, or part lot 35 in the first municipal district, bounded by Carondelet Street, Canal Street, Common Street, Baron Street. Municipal addresses 135 through 139 Carondelet Street. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for approval, subject to 2 additional provisos. We have motion M2434 by Councilmember Harris, adding Councilmember King, approving and granting the applicant's amendment request on zoning docket 8823, subject to 2 provisos set forth by the City Planning Commission.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. CPC, you got the floor.
Thank you, Council Member. This is an effort to grant a conditional use to a restaurant located at Carondelet Street so that it can operate as a bar. It is Hobnobbers, which has acted as a de facto bar for many years, and this is really just reconciling its licensing and zoning permissions with its historical operation. There was no opposition expressed to the City Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission finds it to be appropriate given the history and the context, and therefore recommends approval.
Any comments from the dais or online comments? Hearing and seeing none, make a motion to adopt. Second by Councilmember Moreno. Voting machines, 5 yeas, no nays. Motion's adopted.
Council members, on page 33, zoning docket 8923 has been deferred to February 1st, as well as motion M 2436. We're now on page 37, zoning docket 9123, as well as motion M 2435 has been deferred to February 1st. On top of page 38, zoning docket 9223 has been deferred to February 1st. On page 39, a legislative grouping, zoning docket 9323, Glenn Amity, requesting a conditional use to permit a bar in a HMC2 historic Marigny Treme Bywater Commercial District located on square 505 through 506, lots 2, 3, 9, and 3 in the third municipal district bounded by St. Bernard Avenue, Iroquois Street, North Villery Street, and Annette Street. Municipal addresses 1359 through 1373 St. Bernard Avenue. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for no recommendation. We have motion M 2424 by Councilmember King, approving and granting the applicant's conditional use request on zoning docket 9323, subject to 2 provisos included in the City Planning Commission staff report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Council member, this is a proposal to allow a bar within the Wisdom Reception Facility. The Wisdom is seeking to sort of make its reception hall operations a little bit more contemporary, and as part of that is adding a bar onto the ground floor. That requires conditional use approval. The staff recommended approval, but there was some neighborhood opposition, and based off of that opposition, the planning commission's vote was split. And this is before you with no recommendation from the planning commission.
Thank you. We have comment call from Mr. Glenn Amity. Mr. Amity, come to the mic, followed by Mr. Miles Granderson.
Good morning. My name is Glenn Amity, and we have been in operation in the Wisdom Reception Center for the last 20 years. We've been on the avenue for 27 years. We, in the business models have changed. We decided that we'd like to take the first floor of the Wisdom Reception Center and do a change of use into upscale type lounge effect to give us a little more opportunity to bring more business to the avenue. We believe that we have been a great fabric to the New Orleans area, to St. Bernard Avenue, and that we want to continue to bring business to St. Bernard Avenue and the right type of business to St. Bernard Avenue. So again, we thank you for your time and hopefully consideration for the change of use.
Granderson.
Miles Granderson, 800 Barone, representing the applicant. As Glenn said, he's operated the Wisdom for over 20 years at this site. He's had good relations with the community during this time. His plan, as he said, is to operate an upscale lounge that complements the business he's had for 2 decades. As Glenn puts it, you've got the old school hotel banquet style setup that you see at event halls, and this would be having that on the second floor, and the first floor would be more like the hotel lobby type setup to add to it. When we held the NPP meeting, the room was full of supporters. We provided numerous letters of support from neighbors and neighboring business owners. Several folks are here today in the back. The level of support seen here, I think, is rare, and speaks well to Glenn, who he is, how he runs his business, and he's run his business in a respectful way that's been conscious of the neighbors and the community. So there's specific rationale for this approval, but beyond that, we'd like to thank city planning staff for recommending approval in their report, and we'd also like to note that at the commission hearing, there was not a full commission there, but the majority of the commissioners present did vote for approval. And we thank everyone at planning and at council for their work on this, and look forward to Glenn being a good neighbor in a new form going forward.
Thank you, Mr. Sean Meaden. He is in support. Are you coming up? Okay. He's in support. Willie Adams.
Good morning. My name is Willie Adams. I operate Joytown Square Beauty Salon on St. Anthony Street, right around the corner from where Glenn them have their building at on St. Bernard. I come in behalf of Wisdom Reception Hall. I've been knowing Glenn and David and them for quite a long time. It's a nice building they have. Everything they have there is nice. They accommodate the people that comes to their place. It keeps everything safe, clean. The club that we applied for the license for, the permit, is top notch. Best place on San Bernard Avenue presently right now.
Like everything.
It's a nice place for people to gather. I think you all should come and check it out yourself. You can see for yourself. It's a very classy place. And I would appreciate if it would be approved to get the permit that it needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Ms. Ann Cavalier, followed by Danielle Miller.
Hi, my name is Ann Cavalier, previous employed by the Bureau of Treasury for 37 years with the City of New Orleans. Upon visiting the Wisdom and knowing Glenn through public serving, through tax-related issues, I knew him and also his deceased brother. Very professional, beautiful spirited people. My experience in visiting, it was refreshing, visiting the Wisdom and just being able to feel safe, to actually put clothes on and go out and feel beautiful in a safe environment. So I'm hoping that, he is approved. It's a positive situation, safe parking, and the type of place that we need, where people can actually go to and nice atmosphere and feel safe and have some elegance and a classy upscale environment. So I'm hoping that he is approved. Good people, beautiful people. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Ms. Miller is in support. We have a comment from Councilmember Thomas. Any online comments? Okay.
No, I mean, just to say, man, if you haven't been to the Wisdom, I mean, from my family holding events there to private events, I don't even know why the Amadis or Miles would have to be here to talk about the level of class of one of New Orleans traditional families and what they've offered in terms of business and culture. But I just wanted to add, and I think it's even more important that we grant this because many of the traditional African-American families and businesses there are being gentrified out of that community. If you look at some of the establishments now, they're not the Amadis. They're not traditional families that have been there. And I think if nothing else, what this does is it solidifies this spot and gives this family that has done great business in our city and culture for a long time, the opportunity to maintain that spot for New Orleans. I'm not against nobody else. I'm just 1,000% for us. And you guys have always been for us.
Thank you, Councilmember Thomas. The property owner, Glenn Amadi, has operated the Wisdom for over 20 years at this site and is well regarded in the community. I would note that we have received some concerns from immediate neighbors regarding noise levels at this location. In response, our office has been in touch with Mr. Amadi, who has reassured our office that measures will be taken to abate these issues, including keeping doors closed at all times during hours of operation and ensuring that no vehicles in the parking lot are playing loud music. Glenn is also committed to being in direct contact for neighbors, offering his cell phone number so that he can be notified of any quality of life issues within his control. With this, I move approval. And the second. second by Councilmember Green. We have 6 yeas, no nays. Thank you.
We're now on page 40. All matters zoning docket 9423 has been deferred to 2-1. Zoning docket 9523 has been deferred to 2-1. On page 41, all matters, the legislative grouping, street name change 423 has been deferred to February the 1st, as well as motion line over M 566 has been deferred to February the 1st. We're now on page 44. We have ordinance calendar number 34,198 has been deferred to February 22nd. Ordinance calendar number 34,277 has been deferred to February 22nd. February 1st, I'm sorry. Ordinance calendar number 34,277 has been deferred to February 1st. At the bottom of the page, ordinance calendar number 34,347 has been withdrawn. On top of page 45, all matters, the legislative grouping, ordinance calendar number 34,385 has been deferred to February the 1st. Motion line over M 426 has been deferred to February 1st. On top of page 46, motion line over M 427 has been deferred to February 1st. Council members, we now need to go back to page 26, the regular agenda. We have the HDLC appeal of 5516 Chapatula Street has been deferred to February 1st. On top of page 27, we have the HDLC appeal of 5518 has been deferred to February 1st. The HDLC appeal of 5524 has been deferred to February the 1st. On top of page 28, we have the university area off-street parking has been withdrawn per the applicant's request.
Still ordered.
Okay, council members.
All right.
It seems like we need to suspend the rule to go to ordinances on first reading.
I'm proud to suspend the rules.
Wait, no.
Oh, you threw me off.
No.
Yeah, thanks.
No, let's suspend the rules. We good.
So moved. What a meeting.
We need the votes, please. Vote, please. One more. Oh, okay, 5. Go ahead.
Ordinance on first reading, ordinance calendar number 34,533 by Councilmember King. An ordinance to temporarily waive certain fees, permit fees and requirements within and around Tremere Recreation Community Center located at 1400 St. Philip Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, in conjunction with the Old and New Style Fellas annual parade event scheduled for April 21st, 2024 from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. to specify the durations and boundaries of said waiver and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,534 by council members Jeruso, Moreno, Morel, Harris, King, Green, and Thomas. An ordinance to amend and reordain section 26-238, 26-239, and 26-240 of the Code of the City of New Orleans to require the Department of Code Enforcement to abate property per hearing officer ordered and absent good. Cause the property owners fail to do so timely to require the hearing officer to order that property to be abated by demolition and evidence that the hearing shows the property endangers public health, safety, or welfare, to require the Department of Code Enforcement to proceed to abatement by demolition upon expiration of the hearing judgment appeal period to require the Department of Code Enforcement to report to the city council regarding properties not demolished as ordered by the hearing officer and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,535 by council members Jerusalem, Moreno, Morel, Harris, King, Green, and Thomas. An ordinance to require the Department of Code Enforcement to create and maintain a public-facing dashboard chronicling the status of enforcement proceedings against the properties in a violation of the minimum property maintenance code and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,536 by Councilmember Thomas. An ordinance to amend and reordain section 170-55 of the Code of the City of New Orleans to establish a maritime speed limit of 5 miles per hour for vessels traveling in portions of Chef Mentor Pass and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,537 by council members Jerusalem, Moreno, Green, and Thomas by request. An ordinance to amend ordinance number 29,735 MCS as amended entitled. An ordinance providing an operating budget of revenues for the city of New Orleans for the year 2024 to appropriate an additional $109,085,404 to the intergovernmental revenues and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,538 by council members Jerusalem, Moreno, Green, and Thomas by request. An ordinance to amend ordinance number 29,736 MCS as amended entitled. An ordinance providing an operating budget of expenditures for the city of New Orleans for the year 2024 to appropriate an additional $109,085,404 to the intergovernmental expenditures and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,539 by councilmember Jeruso, Thomas, Green, Moreno, King, and Harris by request. An ordinance to amend and reordain section 2-33 of the Code of the City of New Orleans to increase the number of Tulane University scholarships awarded by the mayor of the City of New Orleans each year and otherwise to provide respect thereto. Ordinance calendar number 34,540 by councilmember Thomas. An ordinance to temporarily waive certain fees, permit fees, and requirements within and around Pete Sanchez Multipurpose Center, 1616 Phase Domino Avenue, 70117, New Orleans, Louisiana, in conjunction with the God Our Fathers Baptist Church Pastor's Anniversary on Sunday, February 18, 2024, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. to specify the durations and boundaries of said waivers and otherwise provides with thereto. That concludes ordinance on first reading.
Eugene, you're late. Councilmember Drew says second. Members all in favor?
Oh, yeah.
I'm missing some votes, guys. JP, come vote your machine real quick. Good, JP. Yeah. Councilmember Morale is going to be a yes.
Oh, yeah.
JP, yes, just say yes. Just say yes. Yes, we got 5 yeas. Thank you.